This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible and is everybody being able to see my screen? It would be nice if you could just quickly type in a Y or a yes so that we can start right away. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So good afternoon, everybody, and wish you all a very, very happy 2021. And I'm Shuchi Rungta, and I will be taking your next 3 sessions with respect to different kind of trading strategies. Right, good afternoon. I have been trading in the market since last 10 years now. And I've also been an active trainer with eLearn Markets from quite some time. So I hope to add some value to each of you. And I hope after this session, you all have some takeaways with you which can be fruitful in your trading career. So today's session is about the pre-open market strategy, which I will be discussing in detail. How do we do and what is the strategy? What is the risk management of the same? All the intricacies of the strategy will be discussed. Now, before I start with the strategy, quick answers from all of you that normally are you all swing traders or intraday traders? What kind of traders are you all? Okay, so Akhilesh tells me that he's an intraday trader with the index. Great. Intraday, swing. Right. So you are mostly a call writer, sort of. Great. Intraday. So I would, before I start, I would just like you all to share few of your intraday strategies which you all follow. So, whoever has been writing that they are both following both, and there are few whom just written intraday traders, could you all please quickly, share few of your strategies that what are your basis of taking up the trade, and, how do you decide your entries and exits? Let's make it a more, mutual interaction rather than one way monologue conversation. So we have a few long-term fundamental investors also here. So Akhilesh says that he trades based on only priced action filtered by VWAP and exit by pivots. So he must be taking entries when the prices are near the VWAP and pivot levels are marked. So exits or stop losses are decided by the pivot levels. Am I right, Akhilesh? Right. So we have people who have been using RSI and MACD. So there we have option scalpers also here. Great. So most of you I can see are option writers and option scalpers. Great. Yes, RSI and MACD for swing traders do work well. Yes. So now let's start with today's strategy. Now, I would just like to inform you all that today's market strategy, which I'm going to discuss, is a purely intraday trading strategy. It is not a swing trading strategy, and there are certain criterias which, when fulfilled, the trade has to be taken up, and the human involvement in this particular strategy is very, very less. So basically it is just, the time which is required is probably the first half an hour in the morning, which is required, and the rest of it can be taken care of just by the system. So this is a fairly very simple strategy which can be followed on a day-to-day basis if your all the criterias are matched. So first let's discuss what is pre-open market. What is it actually? Earlier we never used to have something called a pre-open market, but last few years, yes, there is a pre-open market which is a 15-minute session before the actual market opens. So normally the market opens at 9:30 a.m. to 3:30. Sorry, 9:15. I'm sorry, 9:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Right, Aditya, I will tell you everything how to do it. How is the strategy? What is it? What is the logic behind it? I will talk everything about it. And once I finish explaining the entire strategy, I will take all questions with respect to the strategy, right? I hope that works for everybody so that, all questions can be answered at once. Yeah, right. So let's first understand that what is a pre-open market. So pre-open market is a 15-minute session before our actual market starts, which is from 9:15 a.m. to 3:30. Okay, this is a 15-minute session, and the whole idea why this pre-open market is there, because there are a lot of news and events which happens after our market closes and before next day the market opens. Say for example, the TCS results would have come in after yesterday the market has closed. There are a lot of global events which keep on happening. When we know that the fund flow is majorly, it does have an impact with Dow futures, what the Dow futures and the international exchanges are doing when our markets are sleeping. So because there is normally lot of events which keep taking place even after our normal market hours. So in the morning, first 10-15 minutes, what happens is that this pre-open market gives us an idea that what might be the expected price move, and it helps actually to stabilize that heavy volatility which may be there due to this different kind of events which may happen overnight, right? So this pre-open market session actually gives you an idea that, okay, say TCS is a stock. So in the pre-open market, it is trading around X price. So tentatively around this price, we might see a opening in the morning, right? So it gives you a fair idea about the trader's psychology in the market for that trading session. So now, how does this pre-open market work? It's simple that it is only a 15-minute session. Now from 9 a.m. to 9:08 a.m., what happens is that different people or different brokers and institutions can put up their trades in their system. Like normal trades we put up, buy order, sell order, जैसे हम लोग normal orders we place, similarly in the pre-open market also you place your normal orders from 9 a.m. to 9:08 a.m. That is only for 8 minutes it is allowed. You can place your orders, you can modify your orders only in these first 8 minutes, right? Now after the 8 minutes gets over, after the first 8 minutes is done, just a minute, I'll be back, just a minute for a second. Hello, yes. So after the first No, AMO orders normally doesn't get executed in the pre-market part. It only depends upon your broker if he actually passes on your AMO orders to the exchange. Normally, it doesn't. Okay. So basically, what happens is that the first 8 minutes is collecting all the orders, and from 9:08 to 9:12, the next 4 minutes is basically when the exchange is matching all the orders and the trades takes place. Normally, see, the exchange does not have any bindation that retail investors can or cannot do in the first 8 minutes, or cannot participate in the pre-open market. It is, but neither the exchange, neither the brokers actually prefer people participating in the pre-open market. It is normally that they want it from 9:15 only actual trading starts. So normally it is the institutions or the brokers or the proprietary traders who can actually put in their orders, because the brokers don't pass on this facility to their retail clients. However, on special request, if you ask your broker to do the same, the broker can do. Yes. So again, that's what I'm saying. If Zerodha is allowing it, it is solely on the broker. It doesn't, exchange doesn't have a specification that retail investors can or cannot put their orders. It depends upon the brokers by far. So normally what happens is that from 9:08 to 9:12, all the order entries are matched, and there are some trades which actually happen. And once you have actually put in your trades from 9 to 9:08 a.m., you can't really trade, you can't really modify or remove any orders, or no other orders will be accepted by after 9:08 a.m. So during this market, pre-open market time, what happens is we see that the number of trades is comparatively very less. The liquidity factor is low, but yes, there are price, stabilization definitely, which we can see, which help us understand that yes, what might be the price movement during the day once the market is open. And from 9:12 to 9:15 a.m., normally that's a buffer session which is kept by the exchange, which actually helps stabilizing all the trades, and it is basically a transition from the pre-open market session to the normal market session. Okay, so that is how the pre-open market actually works. Now, what is our strategy here is we will identify stocks where certain activity has been spotted in the pre-open market. See, normally the logic is that pre-open market, the stocks which normally trade in the pre-open market is those stocks who's got lot of exposure. Normally the stocks which is in the FNO segment, futures and options segment, their lot of positions is standing, and their positions are largely impacted by any kind of events overnight. So they are the ones who have their futures stocks outstanding in the market, future positions outstanding in the market. They are the ones who really want to probably square up their position or try to take up the new position in the pre-open market. Say, for example, if you are short on TCS and TCS has come up with a fabulous result. So, and you've shorted TCS on Friday. So that is the time on Monday you would want to square up as early as possible and at the least price as possible, because probably that after the results, the stocks might just shoot up because of the good day. So normally the BTST traders, Aditya, yes, but especially those who are trading in the FNO segment, in the derivative segment, they keep an eye. Yes, they actually track the pre-open market, and their position is outstanding, their leveraged position is outstanding, so the stakes are quite high. So for our strategy, what we are trying to do is to only capture this psychology. We want to spot those stocks where leveraged positions are outstanding, and there has been quite a bit pre-open market activity in the first 15 minutes of the trade, and based on that activity we expect that yes, this particular stock might have some movement during that particular trading session, that is from 9:15 to 3:30. Is this clear? What is pre-open market? Yes, Akhilesh, I will talk about the entire strategy. Yes. Okay. So, quick, uh, quick filtration criteria for our stock selection, and then I will actually show how do we do it. So, the first thing, first filtration is that you will trade this strategy only if India VIX is below 20. India VIX, what is India VIX? India VIX is basically a volatility index, which is calculated based on the Nifty prices. So if there is extreme high volatility in the market, if India VIX is trading above 20, we normally avoid this particular strategy. Why? Because the volatility is so high that there is very high chances of the stop losses being hit, and because due to high volatility market is not in the normal era. So India VIX, when it is below 20, it is an ideal, uh, you know, it's an ideal time to actually execute this particular strategy. However, if you see that no, India VIX is 20.4 or 20.5 or 22, 23, it's not that you cannot take up the strategy, but yes, the chances of success might reduce. Why? Because you are taking an additional risk of the volatility factor. You might have too much of volatility in the intraday trading session, which might just you may just get stopped out. So that is why we have the first criteria, which is India VIX should be below 20. Lower the VIX, better the chances, definitely yes, but yes, because that is a normal market scenario. 20 is an average, Aditya. So let me just show you what is India VIX and how we can track. Um, if I go to trading view and I type India VIX, you can also see VIX as an indicator, but since we are trading Indian markets, I think India VIX is fine. So if you see in the morning, 9:15, 9:15 India VIX was 20.4. I'm doing at the daily chart here. So India VIX was above 20. So I have drawn a line over here on 20. So if you see entire March, April, May, this was the area where in VIX was very, very high because the volatility was extremely high. So this area is definitely not preferred to trade in. However, if you see the past, normally market has remained below 20. India VIX has remained below 20 apart from few instances. Apart from few instances, market has normally remained below 20. Now, if you look in the last 4-5 months, VIX has actually developed a range between 1718 to 2021. So again, if we say that 20 is an average line which should be a deciding factor whether you want to trade or not, then if you are trading above 20, that is 20.8, you are deviating little bit. So obviously the chances of success or chances of your stop being hit goes up little higher. So that again is a personal choice, whether you want to take up that risk or whether you would like to forego. Okay. So yes, Aditya, higher VIX means higher volatility in the market. So during the COVID times, we saw when the market was crashing every day, we saw volatility as high as 94, which was all-time high. Markets have never seen this kind of levels. If you see here, see, I'll show you. This is the highest which got touched India VIX, the kind of volatility which we have seen during the COVID times. And if you see the CBOE VIX, which is the international VIX indicator, you look at this, even that during 2008 crash, we saw a VIX at this level, and during the COVID times, we saw a VIX at this level. Yes, I mean that the strategy should be taken up only if the volatility is in the normal scenario or at the lesser side, not on a very high volatile day. If the volatility is very high, we normally avoid taking up the trade, because this is a very purely intraday strategy. What we are targeting is only 1% move in our direction. Okay. So VIX, Atul, I will just give you one liner brief, not going to elaborate how VIX is calculated because we will be deviating from our topic. VIX is basically the volatility and it is calculated based on the index prices. So Nifty index and the degree it moves up or down, based on that, several calculations, India VIX is calculated. Okay. Now coming to my criteria here. So what we do is, the first thing we do is we go to the pre-open market in the FNO category at 9:08 a.m. Why 9:08 a.m.? Because from 9 a.m. to 9:08 only the orders are being put, and only after 9:08 the orders are being executed and it cannot be changed. Can everybody see my screen? Yeah. So I will exactly show you how do we do it. So first we go in the pre-open market segment and we check only the FNO categories. Now please understand there are few important things to be noted here. Is ek to we see only the FNO category. Now why FNO category and why not all the stocks? Because FNO stocks are the stocks where the maximum leveraged positions are there and people are actually trying to get out of the trying to get out of the existing trades, or they are the ones who are desperate to trade because their positions are outstanding and which might not be in their favorable, or probably they are in the favorable generating good profit, so they want to just square it up quickly or probably want to take up a new position. So FNO category stocks are the one which we look into. Second question is, why do we look at 9:08 a.m.? Simple logic, because from 9 a.m. to 9:08 different kind of orders are placed. So we don't really know that what exactly is going to be the outcome of the different kind of orders. People might be placing their orders, people might be withdrawing it back, their orders. So after 9:08, we know that the orders cannot be, once all the orders have been put, after 9:08 you are not allowed to change any of the orders, or you can't even modify orders. So we get a clarity only after 9:08. तो 9:08 के बाद हम लोग स्टॉक सिलेक्शन करेंगे. कैसे करेंगे अपने बात करते हैं अभी. I will go into the, so I go to the NSE website. So this is the NSE website here. Okay. And if I go here on the market data, we see the pre-open market, right? I click on the pre-open market here and I change this NSE 50 to securities in FNO. So basically now I am getting a list of only the stocks which is in the F&O segment. Okay? Now what is my criteria? My criteria, I have got three basic criteria. First thing is I will figure out stocks which has moved greater than 1% in the pre-open market after 908. So I sort this from the percentage change. So on the negative side, more than 1% fall. So for Friday's market, I see I cannot show you every day's data because right now we have only Friday's data. On Monday, you will have fresh data, everything. So for Friday, you see none of the stocks were more than minus 1%. So on the negative side, we do not have any stock picks. Let us look at the positive side. So on the positive side, look at the number of stocks which is giving me more than 1%. My God. Because actually yesterday's market. So from Kotak Bank, you see all the stocks are giving me more than 1% of return. Percentage change is more than 1% is so many stocks. So we have Indiabull, Housing Finance, Tata Power, Biocon, IDFC, all of these. The list is huge. Every day we do not get such a long list. Normally you get 2, 3, 5 stocks maximum. Okay. Yesterday, Friday was phenomenal day any which way. So you've got so many, you are getting so many names. So now what is my criteria? My criteria is over here. Again, I'm showing you this. The price range should be between 100 to 200, 2000. Okay, and volume should be above 10,000 shares in the pre-open segment. So coming back to it, we have got so many stocks. So let me just open an Excel quickly and we will see what are the stocks which is giving me a. So Indiabull Housing Finance price is between 100 to 2000 and the volume is 4,20,000. So it is greater than 10,000 shares. So this is Indiabull Housing Finance will qualify. So I'll just write Indiabulls once. Indiabull Housing. Okay. Then Tata Power below 100, we will discard the stock. We are not going to trade. Biocon above 100. Volume 73,000. So yes, Biocon is my second stock. No, the volume is number of shares. It is not number of contracts. IDFC first, 45 rupees, we discard. Sun TV 518, 29. So Sun TV is there. TCS will, so Sun TV. Now TCS is not going to, we are not going to trade TCS. Why? Because 2,000 rupees is, price is higher than 2,000. So TCS we again discard. Apollo Tyre, yes, Apollo Tyre 27,000 volume and the price is between 100 to 2,000. So Apollo Tyre. Okay. Normally you will not get so many stocks. Again, I'm repeating. HDFC Life is again following in the category HDFC Life. Then we have PVR. Now PVR value is below. See, look at the quantity. Quantity is 2,773. It is below 10,000. So I will ignore PVR. I will ignore TVS Motor. Why? Because again, my volume is lower. It's only 5,700 shares. IndusInd Bank, yes. So IndusInd Bank, I will. IndusInd Bank, is coming into a class. National Aluminium Nalco below 100, we discard. Vedanta again will Vedanta will come. Okay. LIC Housing Finance will come. Jubilant Food does not, what did I see? Sorry. LIC Housing Finance. So let's work only with these stocks first, and then probably we can do the rest also. LIC Housing, Jubilant Food doesn't qualify. Z Limited qualifies. So Z is there. McDowell is there. Concord doesn't. These stocks don't qualify. Coforge doesn't qualify. These stocks. Bandhan Bank. So I'm just writing few. Bandhan Bank, McDowell. Okay, so basically you've understood how we take out the stock. What is the first level of criteria, right? Because obviously, since Friday was a very, very phenomenal day in the markets, you are getting too many stocks. So sale will not qualify. HCL Tech qualifies here. Because still 1%, the whole list is long. The list is still here. Till Kotak Bank, you actually have to check. So Kotak Bank is also qualifying. L&T Housing Finance is qualifying. Tata Motors is qualifying. My God. Okay, I'll add Z also. Z, and I'll add Tata Motors also. Okay. So ideally now, yesterday there were so many stocks. So the list is long. Ideally, and I am choosing because, it's a class and we have to cover a lot of things. Ideally, you have to see all the stocks and you have to track all the stocks and all the trades has to be initiated. No, I'm sorry, but NSE doesn't give you that filtration criteria. You have to manually do that, Runku. But trust me, normally you will not get more than 2 to 3 stocks, maximum 5 stocks on a normal day. Now, ideally, by rule, India VIX is higher than 20. You should not be taking up the trade and strategy only. But because I want to discuss the strategy with you, we are taking it up. Normally, India VIX is above 20. India VIX was above 20 yesterday. So ideally, this strategy should not, you cannot do this. And if you are doing it, obviously you are taking a higher risk comparatively, because India VIX ka value, our benchline mark is 20 and it was 20.8. There is a very small difference. You can do the strategy. However, the risk is slightly on the higher side. Am I clear till here? Yes, after practice, it will be very, very easy. And again, I'm telling you, yesterday you are having so many stocks. Normal days, you don't have more than 3 to 4 stocks. So once you've got this list, let us just randomly see. So once you've got these list of stocks, there is an next, what do you do is, the third criteria is the price in the first 15-minute price range is more than 1.3% of the average instrument price. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? So we have checked India VIX. We have checked India VIX is below 20. I'm assuming yes, it is below 20, or I'm ready to take up that risk. So India VIX is below 20. Morning 908. When you are looking at the strategy 908, you look at India VIX, and after that you quickly look at the stocks and write it. It will hardly take you 2 minutes to do it. Then when you go to the pre-open FNO market at 908, you check 100 and 2000 wala range ke beech mein jo prices hai, and volume should be above and this. So first criteria, first you do this. You sort it. You can sort the percentage change filter, and whichever stocks have gained more than 1% or is 1% negative, you look at those stocks. Once you have the list on the top and the top bottom, you quickly check price range and volume. Right? So once I would request everybody to be on mute. Please mute yourself, whoever is on not mute. Okay. So once these 3 criteria has been done, now what you see is you wait for the markets to open. and you see the volatility of the stock for first 15 minutes. For the first 15 minutes, the price range you have to see. What do you mean by price range? It's the average price between the highest price of first 15 minutes and the lowest price of first 15 minutes. So 9:15 and 9:30 ka suppose the high price is 500 rupees and low price is 470 rupees. So what do? You calculate the average. 500 plus 470 divided by 2. The price which you get, 485 probably, is your average price. Have you got it? So what you do is you jot down the high and the low of the first 15-minute candle of all the stocks which you have filtered. So this is an Excel sheet which I will be sharing with you also in the group, and this is what I've made. So you just simply, what you have to do is you write the name. Yes, Atul. So, which names did we have? India Bulls, Biocon, Sun TV. India Bulls, Biocon, Sun TV, Z Limited, IndusInd Bank, Tata Motors. So I'm just writing first 4-5 names only. And basically you have to write down all the names. And then what you do is you write the first 15-minute high and first 15-minute low of the price. So what you do is go to trading view. This is trading view, and suppose India Bulls. India Bulls Housing Finance. I changed my chart to the 15-minute chart, and this is my first 15-minute chart. So what is my candle high? My candle high is 250.9. This has to be done at 9:30, Shruti. Yes. 9:45, not 9:15 to 9:30. After 9:30 you will do. So 9:30, 31 you will do this. So look here. India Bulls, my high price was 250.9 and low price was 240. Now look here. My first 15-minute price range is 4.44%. Right? And what is my criteria? My criteria is the first 15-minute price range should be more than 1.3% of average instrument price. Matlab, sirf 1.3% should be my filtration criteria, whereas this I have got as 4.4%. So this becomes a perfect candidate here. Let's look at Biocon. The first 15-minute is pricing is what? 465 is the high and 461.25. 465 and 461.25. So now look, 0.81. This does not fall into my criteria because I need a minimum of 1.3%. So automatically Biocon gets eliminated from my list. So from that long list, Biocon automatically gets eliminated. Got it? Coming to Sun TV. Sun TV first 15-minute is this 9:15 candle. What is my high? My high is 530.55 and low is 520. So it is 2.01%. So basically, let us just discuss these two examples. Okay, let me do Z and IndusInd also quickly. Okay, Z. First 15-minute candle. Okay. This is my first 15-minute. High is 225.45 and 220.7. 225 first 15-minute high. This is again 2.13, so this qualifies. Z Limited qualifies. And last, let's just discuss IndusInd Bank. This is the first 15-minute. Okay, so first 15-minute is what? 946 and 931. So it's again 1.59%, which is higher. Which day? Oh, IndusInd Bank, did I take the wrong data? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Thanks. 976 and 961. Sorry, 976 and 957. 976 and 960. This is also more than 1.3%. 976 and 957.6. 9. Okay, so this is 1.9%. So apart from Biocon को छोड़ के, all of this is basically falling into my criteria. I'm again repeating, this is a one-off case because normally you will not get so many stocks. You might get only 2 or 3 stocks. Friday, there was a very high momentum in the market, so you've got so many stocks. Okay, now what is the criteria? So once you have done this at 9:15, so your work is done. You just have to put orders and leave it. So all your analysis starts at 9:08 and ends at 9:30. Only half an hour of involvement is required. So after you have done the filtration, the first, how do you trade? So if all your criteria is met, if the high is crossed, you buy with a 1% stop loss, 1% target. If the low is crossed, you sell with 1% stop loss, 1% target. This with the this strategy doesn't really work very well with the index. However, you can try it. The risk reward is good, but the success ratio is not very good with the index. Yeah, Akhilesh, with respect to VIX, I'm again telling you it is higher than 20, so you don't really trade. But if you want to trade, because if you see last 3 months, the market has been maintaining an average VIX of 18 to 22. So if you are even taking up the trade, it is just that the success ratio might go down little bit. I will explain the trade with example. Just let me explain you how you have to trade first. Saurav, just give me 2 minutes. So normally what you do is that you have filtered out stocks, you've jotted down the high, low, and you've seen that the average price is more than 1.3% of the first 15-minute candle. So you got say 4 stocks. Now, what you do is once the high of first 15-minute candle is crossed, you buy, keeping a stop loss of 1%. And once, or if the low of the first 15-minute candle gets crossed, you sell with 1% stop loss, 1% target. There might be cases where you might have two entries and exits. So first 15 minute, So first 15 minute, say first 15 minute candle is this. This is your buy price with 1% stop loss, 1% target. You might see, and this is your sell price. So you might see that you might get two ways entry. This is also done and this is also done. So you will trade twice. You will trade twice in the market. Yes, same stock you will buy and sell whenever you are getting an entry and exit. Now let us discuss it with examples. So we have got India Bulls, we've got Sun TV, Z and IndusInd. So let's first discuss India Bulls. India Bulls ka I have got my entry, my long entry price is 250.95. My stop loss is 248 and my target is 253. So I've got all my levels here automatically calculated in this Excel sheet. Again, if I have to short India Bulls, my short price is 239.95, which is 5 paisa below the first 15-minute low. Stop loss 242, target 237. So all these levels is done. So once you have identified, you simply have to put in orders, limit orders in your broking account. You can always use individual order placement also, or what you can do is you can also put a bracket order. So let us check India Bulls. What happens to India Bulls here? So India Bulls, my long entry price was 250.95. It did not go. Does it give you a short price? So this is my, look here. So this is my short entry. So my short entry was 239.95 and 242.35 was my stop loss. So on this particular candle at 2 o'clock, my entry gets executed. Now, as of rule, no, so Anirban ji, actually it is a intraday. So we have a 1% stop loss, we have a 1% target. So as a rule, we do not take any fresh trade after 2 p.m. So India Bulls does not get filled. India Bulls उस लेवल के 2 बजे या 2 बजे के बाद हुआ है, तो 2 बजे के बाद अगर कोई ट्रेड हो रहा है तो we do not take up that trade, and कोई का stop loss नहीं हिट हुआ या टारगेट नहीं हिट हुआ, 310 automatically you will square up. Okay, so you will not take up any fresh trade after 2 p.m. and you will square up all your positions, whichever is open after 310. Okay, so in this particular case, if you look at this particular stock, let me just break it into 5-minute chart to see what time exactly this has gone below. This is my so look at here, 215 it has gone below this level. So you will not trade India Bulls. India Bulls will not, we will not trade India Bulls because it did not get filled. Look here, 1405. So after 2 p.m. I'm not going to trade. Any fresh trade is not allowed after 2 p.m. So India Bulls any which ways gets cancelled. Coming to Sun TV. Now Sun TV, my entry is 530.6 or 519.95. Let's go to Sun TV. I will take all questions. Just let me first explain. So Sun TV, I will have to change it into my 15-minute chart. This is my first 15-minute candle. Let me just draw lines. Yeah. So my first 15-minute high is crossed and you get an entry here at 10:30. 2 बजे के पहले, so you take up this trade. 10:30 you buy, automatically you will put a stop loss of target. So what is your target? Sun TV ka target is 535.91. So 535.9 is your target and stop loss is 525. So 535, yes, the stock 535 was this. 535.9. So once you entered here at 10:30, your profit gets booked here around 11:30. So within 1 hour, you have been able to fulfill your trade and your exit. So this was a successful trade on Friday. Sun TV done. Now let's look at Z. What's happening in Z? Z first 15 minutes. Yes, this is also done. Very clear. Z on the long side. Z on the long side, first 15 minutes is buy and you've seen 1% target इसमें achieve हो गया है. ठीक है? So Sun TV is done, Z Limited is done, IndusInd Bank. Let's check IndusInd Bank. So IndusInd Bank, now see, very interesting. IndusInd Bank, this was my entry for buy. This was my exit at sell. इसके नीचे 5 पैसा. It has gone below here. So again, after 2 p.m., it is giving a entry. So this particular stock does not, qualify for my trade. So actually, out of so many stocks, you probably filtered out. You see, you out of 5 stocks, you actually got a entry only in Sun TV and Z. India Bulls and IndusInd Bank did not fill because 2 baje ke baad hua. Biocon is not qualifying in this particular level. So again, it does not get filled. Right? Is this clear, everybody? You actually put all your orders just below your Shovan, you just put all your orders after 9:30. After 9:30, your analysis is complete. You put all the orders and you wait. जो भी execute होगा हो जाएगा. You have your stop losses, you have your targets in place. And after 2 o'clock, whichever is empty, you just square up. And whichever trades have been executed, you will track them till 310. 310 पे अगर कुछ open है तो you square it up. So in which stock? IndusInd stop loss हाँ हो सकता है. एक मिनट check करते हैं. IndusInd तो so IndusInd what is my entry price? IndusInd according to my this thing, my short entry is 957.55. Do we get a third candle? My low is 956. Okay, so on third candle, IndusInd gets executed. And what is my stop loss? My stop loss is 967. The stop loss gets hit here in this particular candle. Yes, you're right. I missed this. Correct. So my stop loss gets hit in IndusInd Bank. And after 2 p.m. again there is an entry again. So you since it is because after 2 p.m. you will avoid the trade. यहाँ पे वापस गया है. Oh, it's 13:30. Sorry, I did not see. 13:30. This which is 1:30 p.m. So 1:30 again you are getting a short entry. So you will again sell here. And the same stop loss and target, and this time your target gets achieved. I missed this low. Yes, so you will take both the entries here. You will take up, you will get your stop loss hit, again you will take up, and again this here the target gets met. till here is this done, then I will come back to the another fine point of this strategy. Is it clear till here? Akhilesh, no. This is a purely mathematical and a statistical based strategy. So you will not trail your stop losses. You will book exact at 1%. See, if you are bullish on the stock due to some other reason with RSI and price pattern, that is a different thing. Here, this particular trade is being taken up only to, it's a statistical data which we are trying to capture the trader psychology of the first 15 minutes in the market. I will come to the success ratio also. Regarding the FNO, I am just coming to it and the quantity. Z, let me just check Z. Z, we got an entry, no? We got an entry at 9:30 and we booked our profit immediately in the next candle. We got a clear entry in Z. Now, a few fine pointers here, which I would like to suggest. So this is purely a statistical based calculation and strategy, which is we are not putting any analysis. We are not even looking at the charts to see that whether a stock is bullish or bearish, what is the trend of the stock. We are not doing any kind of analysis. It is a purely statistical based strategy. Hence, the risk reward, the entries, the exits has to be as per the strategy. You cannot change, you cannot trail, number one. Number two, comes the quantity and the discipline. First thing first, you will have to trade all trades whichever is qualifying to get a better risk reward. So agar suppose yesterday was 10 trades, you will for saving time we've just taken 4 or 5, but ideally you will have to calculate all the 10 trades, number one. Number two, you will have to trade all the 10 whichever qualifies. So when we were looking at the qualification, mein Biocon any which ways got minus. Okay. Third thing, the quantity has to be same for all shares. So quantity matlab the value which you trade. So you decide that okay, I will put 1 lakh rupees or I will put 2 lakh rupees per trade. You cannot trade this strategy in the FNO segment because of the simple reason is that the quantity, the value of the contract is not same exactly for all the shares. So you will have to trade this particular strategy in the cash market. So what I've done is I've put the quantity also here, which automatically gets calculated. So 1 lakh, suppose you can do this as 2 lakh also. So I can change it to 2 lakh or 5 lakh. So that depends upon the exposure which you are doing. So if you decide that, okay, I will put 1 lakh rupees per trade, so your quantity is automatically calculated and you will trade only 407 shares in India Bulls. You will trade only 190 shares in Z, Sun TV 448 shares in Z, and likewise. So the quantity cannot be altered. You will have to keep it same for all the trades. ऐसा नहीं है कि Z को हम 600 शेयर कर लेंगे और इंडिया बुल्स को 400 शेयर या 300 शेयर करेंगे according to my liking and your view. No, it has to be same for all. Try and understand with this strategy we are trying to actually replicate the algo traders and robots, you know, and the analysis portion is absolutely deleted from this particular strategy. Now if you talk about the past testing record, I have certain data which has been which I have marked according to the past. So this dark green color is when you get 2 trades on a single day, both side entry, buy and sell, and both of them is successful. Red is where you get two trades, both buy side and sell side on a single stock, and both of them fail. Both of them, the stop loss has been triggered. Yellow is again you get 2 trades, 1 successes, 1 fails. Green is only 1 trade with 1 success. Red is 1 fail, 1 success, and these two is one success, but it did not give 1%. It was 310 and you have to actually trade square off by 310. So this light green color and light pink color is basically the stop loss, and the targets both are not hit, and you have to actually exit your position because the time is over. And the white one is obviously that it did not get filled. Okay. So now coming to this, say on this particular day you had so many stocks, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You had 9 stocks, out of which Cadila and Tata Motor did not get filled. Oro Pharma was failure. You had 1 2 3 and 4 successes over here. ONGC Tata Steel 2 trades, 1 success, 1 fail. So now on an average you made 3%. 1:1 is your risk reward. So on an average, you actually make 3% on your capital on this particular trading session. Okay. Similarly, if you see on the 11th, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. 12th, you have only 3 stocks. This for at least 15-20 days I have jotted down. Right. So you see, you've got an average 3%, 2%, 2, 7. Over here, it was a net of minus 1%, 5, 3. This is your average returns which you've got. And so for 23 days, you've almost got a 47%, which, so 47 times you've made actually 1%. This 47% is not 47% on your capital. It is simply an addition. So basically, 47 times net of you have made 11% on the capital. So normally we have seen that there is a 70 to 75% success ratio on a day-to-day basis, but month-on-month basis, if you do it on a regular basis, this strategy gives you good returns on a month-on-month basis. And even if a very small capital like 1 lakh rupees, so if you say decide that I will devote 10 lakh rupees to this particular strategy, so maximum number of trades which you can do it take up is 10, because you are dividing 1 lakh per trade. So on an average, see, leaving Friday, you have 3, 5, 6 or 7 shares. You will not see more than 10 shares. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is one of the highest. So not more than 10 trades, 10 stocks you get in a day. So 10 lakh capital is very good number which you can start off with. And by the end of the month, if you do it on a regular basis, it will give you very good returns as per my experience. Right? Any questions with respect to this strategy anywhere? Now, please, come up with your questions, because I have not been actively following the chat window. Abhishek, no, you don't need any software to find this trade. It is very simple. By 9:30, you are sorted. You have your stocks in hand. You have your entry. You have your exit. You put your bracket order. अगर Zerodha में ये Upstocks में सब में bracket order का facility है. Put your bracket order and you are done. And if you don't want to use a bracket order, you can simply put your limit orders also. Akhilesh, no, you cannot use it with options. I said you are filtering stocks based on the FNO stocks derivative segment, but trading cash market में ही होगा. Mr. Reddy, I think yes, but you can simply try it out. 10% return is very, very much achievable with this particular strategy. No, Akhilesh, again, I'm repeating, you will not use it with options. Shovan, I have missed your question. Can you please retype it so that it is easier? Sarup, it is one-on-one because it is a purely intraday statistical based strategy. So we have a 1:1 risk reward ratio. We are not using any analysis to take up these trades. Bracket order, I am coming to it, Sunilji, just give me 2 minutes. Why lot of capital, Akhilesh? I am again telling you what you could do is maximum devote. Say if you want to start off with 5 lakh rupees capital, so you can divide 50,000 rupees per trade, or a smaller capital, so you can reduce this number to 25,000 rupees. The quantity will reduce, and slowly once you see that the success ratio and you've got a hang of it, you can start increasing your capital involvement. Yes, Sunilji, I will be sharing this Excel with all of you so that you all don't need to make this Excel. It is there with you. However, making this Excel is no rocket science. I've simply put some simple formulas here to calculate my entry exit and my quantity so that in the morning I don't have to juggle. I just need to put in my 15-minute high price and low price and everything is done. Bracket order is OCO order, Aditya. Yes. Aditya, we are analyzing, I'm repeating again, I told this earlier also. We are analyzing FNO stock data. Why? Because we need to understand the market psychology and the leveraged position which are stuck. And that where the trading is done in the FNOs, in the pre-market session. But since it is a quantity-based strategy, we are using the cash market to trade the same. Clear hai? Acha, bracket order. So I see that there are a lot of questions in what is a bracket order. So there are two ways you can actually put up these orders. Simple logic hai. Ek, you manually put limit orders on this, limit buy, limit sell, and put limit stop losses. Simple, right? And bracket order is something where in one order you specify both your stop loss, target, and entry. Let me show you. Wait. So Zerodha, yeah, look. So this is you know, you change the OCO order here. No, not this one. This is an international listing. This is the image which you can see. This is a very hazy picture actually. I wanted to show you something. Yeah. So this is something which looks like a bracket order, and the concept is, so you put a entry. Yeah, you will get a lot of YouTube videos also for the bracket order. So what you do is you put your stop loss amount, you put your take profit amount also. So our stop loss and take profit will be same 25 and 25, say for example here. So at one time you put your entry, stop loss and target, and obviously the quantity is specified. So instead of putting 4 different orders here, 1, 2, 3, because you have to put an entry, you have to put a stop loss, you put a target, you simply put one entry, and automatically in that one order you can put in your stop loss and target, and it takes care of all things. So bracket order basically means that through one order you can actually put your stop losses, targets, and entry levels. You don't need to, and once a target is hit, automatically the stop loss gets cancelled. If your stop loss gets hit, automatically your target gets cancelled. Yeah, OCO is in upstocks, BO in Zerodha. Okay. So total quantity is divided with 1 lakh. Yes, see, what I've done is quantity is I have taken that in particular trade, I will deploy 1 lakh of amount. So 407 shares, 1 lakh divided by my average stock price is approximately 407 shares, which I trade. Any other questions? Any doubts, any questions? Please ask me. We have time for the session. So in case anybody has any questions can come up. The strategy was this. This is all from my side. India VIX, you check around 9 o'clock. Akhilesh, you will get an idea that yes, you want to trade for that day or you don't want to trade. 9 o'clock is good time. And again, I am repeating 20 ka so below 20 is perfect. Above 20, it is not that you cannot trade, but 20 to 23, 24, 25, the higher the volatility, the chances of your stop loss getting hit is slightly higher because the volatility is high in the market. So that call you can take. It's just a filtering process that I have mentioned about VIX. You may omit it also, but it is better if you follow the VIX. So that's what exactly I'm telling you, no, Akhilesh, that if it opens at 21, you will omit, and then it comes down to 18, you don't have much to do about it. So if you feel the FOMO, that fear of missing out, what you could do is that you can actually put a range that okay, 20 is it, so I will take a risk of another 2 to 3%, and I will trade 20 is the level, so but I will trade VIX till 22. That kind of filtration criteria you can go ahead with. Yes, Atul, you cannot, normally you cannot place bids directly. It depends upon the broker. I hope I have been able to add value to you all through this session. And I will strongly recommend you all to, practice this pre-open market the whole week next week. Even if not actually, at least virtually, because we will meet next week again. And in case if you have doubts, we can definitely look into and discuss. Yes, so last year it did not. So if you see last whole year, I didn't even look at this strategy because VIX was very, very high. And if you see this particular sheet, my testing record is all of 2019. 2020 gave you very little opportunity to trade this particular strategy. No, there is no lower range, Atul, for this strategy. There is no lower range for VIX in this strategy. And Anirbanji, we do not have a class tomorrow. Tomorrow you don't have a class with me. You have it next Saturday and Sunday same time. Any other questions I am free to take since we have time. With respect to this particular strategy, if there is any question, you all can ask me. Otherwise, we can end the session. Atul, I think you can contact the support team for the schedule. We will be discussing a swing trading strategy based on next week, and we will be doing one crude oil session also. I will share the slides and the Excel sheet both with you all. Aditya, I have account in Kotak and Upstocks. So any other questions? Please ask. Shovan, I will repeat again. I'm repeating again for everybody. If there are 5 to 6 stocks in the radar for this strategy, you will have to take all the trades. You cannot pick and choose. If you want to get a monthly return, you have to trade all the stocks and take up all the trades, take up both the sides. You will not choose stocks, and that is the reason why I'm telling you. So suppose if you deploy 5 lakh rupees of capital, so normally you don't get more than 10 stocks normally. So you actually divide that 5 lakh rupees by 10, so 50,000 rupees is per trade you deploy. So if you are getting on some specific day like Friday, if you are getting more than 10 stocks, even then you will not get more than 10 stocks. If someday you are getting more than 10 stocks, so slightly for that 50,000 rupees, you can divide by the number of stocks trades which you get. You will have to stick to the capital size and then change the quantity accordingly based on different trades parts. Yes, while placing orders, you will be actually putting for both long and short. Any other questions? Thank you, everybody. It was very nice talking to all of you, and I hope this session adds value to you all. In case if there is still any questions, if you still have any questions, you are free to email me. My email ID is knowledge@credentacademy.com. This is my email ID, knowledge@credentacademy.com. I will be sharing the Excel file with you and the PPT session, PPT also with you. The support team will do the same, do the needful. Thank you, everybody. So I'm ending the session now. I don't see any other questions. So after 15-minute breakout part, you immediately entry. You don't wait further for any entry point. Runku, I probably have missed your question. Can you please type your question again? All trades have to start after 9:30, Saurav. Yes. Runku, you can please type in your question again. I must have missed it in the chat above. Parth, you are already putting an order. So even if the price is increasing rapidly, your entry is fixed, your stop loss is fixed, your target is fixed. So the moment you put in the entry, आपका stop loss and target अपने आप meet होगा ना? Yes, yes, Akhilesh. So again, this is a very important point. So Z Limited was up by 2.13%. So India Bulls was up by 4%. Even if it is up by 4%, and if you are getting a trade on the short side before 2 o'clock, you will go ahead with it. Runku, yes, you can look into the financial, for abroad USA indices and European indices. So USA market is opening only once after our market gets closed. The European markets open during our market hours. So you can just have a look around 2 o'clock to see that how the markets are opening and what is the impact. But directly in your trading, it doesn't really have an effect. Akhilesh, yes, this is a purely intraday trading strategy. So you can even short the share, short sell the share on an intraday basis because you will be covering it up before 310. Aditya, yes, you can take the high and low of the first 5-minute candle, but keep it simple, no? Why take into 5 minutes and you'll wait for the three? Simply after 15 minutes, you take the high and the low. That is your choice. It's same. You can take the high and the low of the first three candles also. You can take the first 15-minute candle also. It's all the same, Aditya. Any other questions, please? You need to stick to 1:1 risk reward. This particular strategy does not work well with 1:2 risk reward. Ketki. 1:2 risk reward will not work. You will end up losing and hitting more stop losses than booking profits. So thank you, everybody. Happy weekend.